Here's an overview of how I use Bollinger Bands. I really like to keep my charts as clean looking as possible, so I mainly just look at price behavior, a moving average, and volume. But when a stock triggers a trade, it can be helpful to eye Bollinger Bands on the time frames that you're looking at as an indication of how much movement the stock is likely to produce in the short term. The general rule is that volatility and movement are anticipated when the bands are expanding. And we can see on this chart, my upper band is red, my lower Bollinger Band is purple, and they're each sloping as the price moves up through these price levels. On the other hand, when the bands are contracting, which we can see right here, the upper band is sloping down, the lower band is sloping up, and the price movement has now narrowed and flattened out. So if I have my eye on a price level that's being breached, but I see that the bands are contracting, like in this area here, it's a sign that it might be best to stay put and wait for a later price level to be breached when the bands are expanding. I don't want to jump in if the price is just going to chop around. So I use this indicator to be a bit pickier about the trades that I take. And here's another look where the Bollinger Bands are pretty flat. Notice that the price movement is in a very tight range here, and when the bands start to expand, it's an indication that the price is ready to break from this narrow channel. So flat Bollinger Bands means flat price. I always look at the stock from multiple time frames. So if I'm day trading, I want to see that the Bollinger Bands on the 5-minute and the 15-minute charts are expanding when a price level is broken. If the 15-minute bands are expanding, but the 5-minute bands are contracting, it's a message to me that the price will probably move over the course of the day, but that it's just not quite ready yet to break out of its range, and it needs some more consolidation. And I always find it's better for my account balance to be really picky about the trades that I get into. So if I miss out on some good moves, it's really better off than jumping in on everything that looks kind of good. So that's a small overview of how I use Bollinger Bands as an indication of volatility.